Brad, Evan just seems to make plays late in games. Just talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, he made huge plays in overtime. You know, we felt like we could post him a little bit. We felt like we could isolate him a little bit. They were switching different guys onto him. You know, sometimes we weren't calling timeouts because of those matchups that we thought we had, that we thought were good for him. And he made great plays late. I mean, a lot of guys made a lot of plays. I mean, considering we had some guys on the bench fouled out. Kelly gone from the game. A game that you really couldn't play big because of the way that they stretch it and their shooters on the floor. So we were pretty limited, and our guys did a great job of just kind of grinding it out.
Any update on Kelly?
The only thing I was told was that he subluxed his shoulder and went to the New England Baptist for x-rays.
Coach, you always talk about, wanting to see resilience on the team and how to respond to things when they don't go well. Going down, 6 points on free throws must have been a frustrating thing for the guys to see them come back in that situation. Must have been, something they really look for in the team.
Yeah, I mean, we took the interesting strategy of intentionally fouling Chris Paul, which I told Jonas. I mean, I appreciated his effort to get there, but he ran the wrong guy over. I think our guys just kept going, and luckily we fouled them on the first 3 possessions, so there was still 3:33 left. So I thought that we had some plays that I'd like to have back. They're a hard team to guard. Chasing J.J. Redick around all game is not a fun thing to do. And then Chris Paul and Jamal Crawford just hit incredible shots when we were up 10. I mean, they just kind of kept them around, and then when they took the lead, I mean, I thought our guys showed a good fight to get back in it.
Brad, you guys had some trouble with turnovers recently, and tonight I think you just had 10 and none in overtime. Second game of back-to-backs. What were guys doing so well?
16-2 in the first half, I think, assisted turnovers, so that was good. Obviously, we had a few in the second half. We threw a couple of passes at the start of the fourth quarter that were the right read or the right idea. They just didn't connect. Hey, you're gonna have games where you turn it over a little bit more. You're gonna have games where you handle it a little bit better. But the less turnovers we can have, the better for our team. I think that's a huge indicator of whether or not we're going to be successful.
Coach, for someone who didn't get the opportunity to watch this game, how would you explain it to them?
Back and forth. I thought we made great plays on offense. I thought we really struggled to guard them. I mean, you saw at the end of the game we had 5 guards basically in there on the last play of regulation guarding. We just decided to switch the DeAndre Jordan pick and rolls late with that group and take our chances with him on the glass instead of having to rotate and cover and help and recover and all that other stuff. And we kind of thought going into the game that we might do some of that, but I didn't expect to have to do it. And then whether we played one big or no bigs, we were pretty good at the end.
Brad, going to the break here, you guys won 13 of 17. Obviously, a lot of trade deadline next week, a lot of speculation in terms of what you guys will or won't do. Just where do you see where you guys are at, where you can get better, and you've always talked about stability and continuity. Is that something, given how you guys are playing, you'd like to kind of ride it out with this group?
Well, I trust our front office to make the right recommendations and the right calls to help our team. But I think it would have to be something unique to continue to help our team. I think that we've got a lot of future flexibility. We know that, and at the same time we've got a hard playing group of guys, and we can get better. We have to get better defensively, get back to kind of guarding the way we want to, and then we have to limit the turnovers and continue continue to search for good shots when things are going poorly or well. And so there's a lot of room to improve with the group that's in there. And so my focus will be on that. I will respond anytime that, you know, they want to talk about anything that's going through their minds. But, you know, we haven't had any of those conversations, nothing of substance. And so I'm sure that that'll pick up a little bit as the trade deadline gets closer, but I'm not anticipating, my phone ringing off the hook, maybe like in the last couple of years.
Coach, two quick things. Talk about Isaiah's game, some incredible shots, and also going into the overtime, he was scoring. Were you thinking that you needed somebody else? Obviously, Evan made some big shots. Somebody else to do some scoring in the overtime?
You know, I just think Isaiah's played a lot of minutes, and they're going to pay a lot of attention to him. Smart was out, so you know they were going to have Reddick and Paul on Avery and Isaiah, so that meant that Evan was going to be guarded by one of their forwards unless Crawford was in the game, and then we could post a little. But Evan just got going. He hit tough shots, but he hit shots that we've all seen Evan hit. And Evan likes that moment. I mean, we've talked about that before. Evan is very fond of the big moment, and he can operate in the big moment.
Isaiah and Chris Paul battled back and forth the whole game. What was your take on that battle and how Isaiah handled it?
I'm gonna enjoy watching him in the All-Star game. I liked watching it kind of tonight, but Chris Paul was so good, made so many great plays that we didn't have much of an answer for him. You know, we tried again. You know, he's so good at coming off that screen and finding either the open guy on the perimeter or the roller, and that we were forced into some defenses that aren't ideal. And he's a really good player, but they both put on a show. You know, it's pretty special to watch.
Coach, seemed to be a little bit more emotion tonight, almost more like kind of a playoff-like atmosphere. Do you think you guys are better when you're playing with that emotion? Guys like Smart and Crowder are kind of bringing the energy.
You know, I think we're pretty consistent in that regard. I've not had a problem with our effort. We haven't played well all the time, but we have. You know, we've had games where we have played well. But I mean, we've been pretty consistent in fighting and pretty consistent in encouraging others and being good teammates and all that other stuff. And you know, it's another coming back from Milwaukee last night. That one stung. To come back and play 53 minutes tonight and figure out a way to win was a good thing. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Great.